To do a video to demonstrate how to invite people in your app to a resource. I came up with this idea in a different app where I have, it's kind of a storytelling app where you can write a story, and I wanted to invite other people to participate in writing the story. And so I came up with this idea of like a story can have many editors or writers, and then anyone who's a writer can invite other writers. So in that, I created a model or a table called story invites, but this is kind of our testing app where we do kind of examples. And so there's already this recipe model, so I'll add a recipe invites form. So I'll say like invite collaborators, and then I already made the table. I started to make this, but let's see, recipe invites. So you're gonna have like an email basically is the first thing you want when you're inviting someone. Let's just make this fit the content, and then make this column fill the width, and then delete the email label so that this just is clean. Okay, so this is the first kind of step. Let's make this clear the form, so you could like make a bunch of invites. And the first thing that it should do is it should send an email to the person you invite to an invite page, basically where they can accept the invite. So for the recipe invite, say accept invite. And let's say they must be logged in. So basically, when the email goes out, it will send them an invite to this page that we're about to create. And this page will say something like, you've been invited to edit or to like collaborate on the recipe invites dot recipe dot name. And you could even say like by recipe invite dot created by dot name. So if your user model has a name, you can say whoever created that invite, that's who invited them. So then let's add a form. We'll modify the existing, the recipe invite of this page. Let me just drag it to the bottom here. So I don't really want to change anything except I want to set that recipe invite to accepted. So let's go to our tables. I'm going to close all these tabs. I'm going to go to recipe invites. All I have is email and recipe so far on the invites. Never mind all the rest of these kind of. Oops. Okay. I need to make this so it does not refresh. I'm going to close an active tab or an inactive tab. So I'm going to add a boolean accepted, and then well, I guess that's it. So I'm going to make this thing say this button, instead of say update, I'm going to say accept invite. And now I'm going to make an update. This record, I'm going to say recipe invites accepted to true. And then additionally, update record, I'm going to say recipe invites dot recipe. Well, now I need to add a recipe collaborators field, which I don't have yet. So let me go back to my tables, open a view for recipes, and add. Where this got added. I was probably just messing around. Anyway, we'll hide this field. So let's add an associated record of collaborators to user. It will be many. A user has many editable recipes. So many collaborators, many editable recipes, and there we go. Now, when they click this button, I want to add the user to the recipe invites recipe collaborators by adding current user. So update recipe invites .recipe .collaborators by adding current user. So now when they accept the invite, they will get they will be added to the collaborators, and then the invite will be set to accepted. That doesn't really do anything. It's just for bookkeeping. So let's just do that. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, I need to send the emails. So from the edit recipe page, you do add an action, send email, recipe invite. So this will be to current recipe invites.email from testing, because this is just our testing app. Invited. So now you would say something like click here. A link to current recipe invites dot accepted. So accepted invites. Accept invite. To accept. Okie dokie. I think that's about it. So let's just run through this and test it out. I'm going to need a recipe to test it on. Oh, I have some just for funsies, so let's publish this. And have I forgotten anything? I don't know. We'll test it and find out. All right, let's see what happens. So let's go to the edit recipe page. I'd like to be signed in. So if I'm not signed in, let's sign up. Steve. That may already be in there. Nope. All right, cool. So let me go back to edit recipe. Let's invite Steve plus test. Okay, so that should send an email. We can go to recipe invites. Here it is. We can look at the workflows. We can see this got sent. I felt my phone vibrate, so this just went through. So let's open a incognito window and go try to accept the invite. And so I've been redirected to sign up because I don't have an account yet. So Steve2, Steve plus test. The emails don't have to match. I did set this up in the other one where it made the emails match, but I don't think you really care if, or I don't think you have to care, basically. Because after you sign up, you get redirected to the accept invite page. So you've been invited to collaborate on recipe cookies by Steve. Let's accept the invite. Oh, this doesn't send you anywhere. So that's one thing we should have changed is I was forgetting something. On the accept invite page, accept invite, this button should go somewhere. And what makes sense is to send this person to the recipe page. So current recipe invites.recipe. There we go. So that would fix that. I'm not going to run through it again, but you can see that I've been added as a collaborator. So the button does work, and that's a basic kind of invite flow that you can use for anything that you want to let your users invite other users to collaborate on or participate in or join in your Boundless app. Yeah, so feel free to ask some questions in the forum if you have any.